Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's actually afternoon. It's 12:27, and I am just now getting to pick up the camera as I've had a pretty busy morning with the typical bill pay on Fridays. But I wanted to do a really quick sit down with you guys. As I've mentioned in other videos, that I would be doing this. So this is all very new to me, and it's also very scary for me. As you guys have seen that married, and I have 3 kids, and my life has kind of gone up and down the past few years with health issues. And so we finally got diagnosed, or I finally got diagnosed last year. And so I haven't been feeling too well lately. And so what distracts me, believe it or not, is cleaning and, and being a mom, attending to my children, of course. And so it distracts me from the things that are going on with me, and health-wise and emotional-wise. And so for the past few years, I have had my throat examined by a few different doctors, my thyroid in particular, and I've had biopsies, I've had sonograms, and all forms of blood work done to finalize that I have been diagnosed with thyroid disease. The biopsy came back benign, which we're very happy and we're blessed on, but the journey of thyroid disease doesn't stop there. So according to my doctor, my thyroid itself is abnormally large, which hence some of the swelling on my throat. 2, I have a nodule, also known as a goiter, growing, and it's about the size of a golf ball, which, as I said, we've done some testing on, and it came back benign, but it has still grown. It's still growing. I have dealt with this growth on my throat since I was in high school. I actually used to get picked on in high school, everyone thinking that I had an Adam's apple. I mean, it wasn't by everyone in school, it was just by a few people. So anyway, I dealt with that for a while. My mom never said anything to me about thyroid disease in the family, up until a biopsy was requested, and I disclosed that with my mom, and she then told me that her and my grandmother had thyroid disease, and they also had nodules. So come to find out, it is a disease that is transferred from women to women, within women. So my grandmother passed it on to my mom, and my mom passed it on to me. And so, although I may not have daughters, when my boys have girls, there's a chance for them to get thyroid disease. So they will also have to be tested. So I mean, there's so much information when it comes to thyroid disease and other things when it comes to that. I have recently had some discomfort. I've been waking up in the middle of the night coughing. My voice is very raspy at times. I have been asked by a number of doctors, has it affected my swallowing? Have I noticed an effect, if it has affected my breathing? And to tell you quite honestly, I think if it has, it's become a normal to me because I've had it for so long. So I can't identify what would be the right breathing or the right way of swallowing. I don't know. My numbers have came back fine, so I'm not hypo or hyper, but I do at times tend to be very tired, very winded. So I'm not sure if that all kind of plays in together. They said it would if my numbers were off. So I'm not, I don't know. I don't know if they're charting it off of an old set of numbers or a new set. I'm not sure. But I do know that this process has had me deal with some emotional situations. I've actually, not to veer off too much, but I've actually been on medication for anxiety. So my anxiety has been tested. My levels of depression, I mean, it's just been up and down the past couple weeks. I'm actually scheduled for surgery this coming up Friday, if it still stands. So far nothing has been canceled, but I'm scheduled for surgery this Friday, and it's a 1.5 hour process or procedure, but I will be admitted to the hospital for 1 night, and I was told that the recovery would take up to a week just by tenderness and, you know, being tired and being on the medication. So what's going to happen? This is what they said. They were going to go in, and the idea is to do a partial thyroidectomy, and they were going to take out this side, and while I was under, they were going to cut it open and see if there's any possible cancer cells that are just lingering that wasn't caught or that may have come about. And if there isn't, they were going to close me up, and I would be left with half a thyroid. Or if they opened me up and they notice that there's possible cancer cells, and looking around they see that there's other cancer cells, then they will remove the whole thing. So then I'll be put on medication for the rest of my life, and I'll probably be put on medication anyway if they do a partial. But we'll just kind of go through that process when it happens. So why am I telling you this? So a lot of my vlogs from this point on, not only will it be a day in the life, it will also be, you know, the Friday night lights and the Saturday fun day, sport day, and some plans with me. It'll also be my journey in recovery with both thyroid and my anxiety. I have been on medication for my anti-anxiety. They did disclose to me that I don't need to get off of that, that I can stay on that up until surgery and even after surgery, because I'm assuming they're aware that this procedure in itself can really do a number to someone. And that part of me, of my anti-anxiety, came about last year. I've actually dealt with my anxiety for a number of years, actually, before children. My husband and I have dealt with it. He's been extremely kind and patient with me during this process. I have had a number of anxiety attacks, and it's one of the most hard, it's hard, it's difficult to go through. My kids don't deserve that kind of mother. My husband doesn't deserve that kind of wife, and so regardless of how I felt taking the medication, going into being on medication, it doesn't feel good. It makes you very sleepy, makes you very tired, and you don't feel good. It's worth the outcome. And so I have to say that that week of feeling ill to my stomach, has been worth the outcome of my children getting the mom that they deserve, and my husband getting the wife that he deserves, and my friends getting the friends that they deserve. I mean, I was very snappy. I snapped at everyone. I even snapped at my own mom. Like, I was very, very antsy. I was always on edge. The slightest things would get me, and now I'm just like, you know, don't get me wrong. There's times where I could actually feel myself getting there, and I felt myself this past week. I've felt my anxiety try to get the best of me, and so with tons of support with my husband and tons of support with my mother-in-law and my friends, and my own mom, I just and praying, I've been able to work through it. So as I've said, you know, the future vlogs are going to be based on, you know, a lot of them will be based on my journey, and through the before and after. I may not be recording in the hospital. I may just do some before, the day before going in, the morning of going in, and the day after. But nothing in the hospital. We'll show you the process of the healing of the scar. To tell you quite honestly, I'm not terrified of what the scar will look like. I think it's a pretty cool scar. So I won't be covering it up. If my shirts are high enough to cover it, fine. But I don't think I'll purposely wear a scarf. I will say that I have purposely worn scarves in the wintertime, not just because it was cold or chilly, but because of the goiter in my swollen neck. Because there are days where my neck looks much bigger than others. And so if you guys have looked back and you notice, wow, her neck is, you guys will probably now notice it, wow, her neck is pretty swollen. It's because of this wonderful goiter. I call her Gortha. So everyone meet Gortha. But I just wanted to have this moment and tell you guys this. I never realized how important your thyroid played in your health. I have watched videos and read about the after effects and side effects, and I will have to say my biggest fear is, how superficial this may sound, is the weight gain. If they have to take out the whole thing. Because I have struggled with my weight. I have worked very hard for losing weight, and I've lost so far 22 pounds, as I've said before, and I've sustained the weight loss. I mean, give or take a pound or two on a bad day. But I don't want to gain 20 to 50 pounds. I just lost 22, and I just don't want to gain that. I mean, if it's not because of birthing a child, I'm gaining weight because of my kids, and you can see because of my kids. It's a fear for me. It's a fear for me. So I spoke with one of my best friends yesterday, and she said, you know what, Rosa, I'm okay with you. I would rather have you gain 20 to 50 pounds knowing that you are still alive and with us, versus you dealing with this and your thyroid shuts down, because that's a potential. That's also something that they disclosed to me at the appointments. And so and that's not something that I want to experience or would want to experience, is that my thyroid shut down. So anyway, if you've experienced anything like this, please leave some information, something, just to kind of help soothe me. besides the fact that I've got great support. I have a great support system that's going to be praying with me, praying over me. But again, it's still fearful. It's still the idea of the unknown, because we don't know until they go in. So if you guys have any tips or any words of encouragement, please leave them down below. Yeah, that's what's going on in the world of the grams right now. Not to exclude the fact that I've got 2 broken toes that I'm still healing from, and herniated disc in my neck and in my lower back, because I was in a really bad accident earlier this year, in a car accident, which was not my fault. The gentleman rear-ended us, and you would think that this girl here, hello, would, you know, I'm not going to even do that. I'm not going to do that because it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm still here. I'm walking. I may be walking with some pain. I may be walking limping at times, but I'm still here. So I'd rather be here in pain and limping than somewhere else not feeling it, if that makes sense, and not being able to experience it with my children. But anyway, so yeah, that's basically it. You know, for new subscribers, I have to thank you guys. This channel is getting bigger by the views, and it's getting bigger by the subscribers, and we have met 20 subscribers, and some people may think, yeah, that's 20 subscribers, but that's 20 subscribers. That's 20 more than I had 2 months ago. So I thank you guys for subscribing and liking and watching the videos to the end. I appreciate you guys. Again, this was just based on me capturing moments of my kids, you know, something that our family could look back at, and then, you know, kind of pick at ourselves, like, why did you wear that, or why did you say that, or what were you doing? Look, I'm gonna tell you, when I do my cleaning videos and I have my mama videos at home, there is no makeup going on. My hair, you're lucky if it gets pulled back in a bun, in a neat bun, or in a neat ponytail, or you're lucky if I put on a hat. I have no reason to put on anything outside of clothes, obviously, for anyone else's liking. My house needs to get clean. My house knows what I look like. My kids know what I look like. So I'm, you know, my life, a lot of my life is inside this house, and it's because I've got 2 kids that are homeschooled, and then I have 1 that's out, and so if I have to run out, I don't care. I'll go pick them up from school if I have to, looking like boo-boo. Like, seriously, for example, last night, after the kids' game, we had a phone call. This is like very completely off topic. We had a phone call that we had to take, and I was exhausted. So you know what? Because the kids go to my mother-in-law's on Thursdays, and got in the shower. Said, you know, I'm going to take a shower so when I come home I can just crawl into bed. I went and took the kids in my PJs and in a robe. Yep, I sure did. And I had every scenario in my head. What if I get pulled over? What is this cop going to think, you know? Ma'am, where are your clothes? Back at home. Ma'am, why are you in the street in your pajamas? Because I'm taking my kids to their Nana's house. I didn't want to take a shower when I got home. I'm already showered, I'm clean, I'm ready for bed. You know? Catch my drift? So anyway, but for you guys, I just have to say thank you. Thank you for coming, and thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I have more videos that are coming up soon. I know Labor Day is right around the corner, so you'll meet some of my friends if they want to be videoed. If not, whatever, they're going to be videoed. Anyway, but some, you know, videos about the process of my thyroid surgery and the after, and how I'm doing on my anxiety. So, yeah, so I hope that this reaches someone who may not understand anxiety. And the reason why I say that is, as much as we think as mamas that we can handle everything, we can't. When we think that it's our kids that do things on purpose, it's not. They're kids. We need to, as mamas, and as adults, we've got to work within ourselves. And so whatever way we can, we need to do it. We need to exhaust all of our options. So yeah. So anyway, I hope that reaches someone. But again, thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.